The weather is brought to you in part by the Water and Sewerage Authority. Water, use what you need.
During this harsh, dry season, we've been told to conserve. And obviously, with the water use restrictions in effect and the lowering of water levels around reservoirs, this drought warning will definitely be felt as we go through late February and going into March. Also, right now, we have the biggest full moon, it's sometimes called a supermoon, 2019. This is when the full moon will basically be passing closest to the Earth. It's what you call a lunar perigee, and it tends to appear bigger than average, sometimes about 7% or so. And bearing in mind that the full moon basically is when the moon's day side is facing the Earth, and therefore you notice that the moon and the sun obviously are in a line, and with the Earth in the middle. But in terms of the atmosphere, it still remains quite dry and stable out there. Only a bit of high-level clouds streaking across the Trinidad and Tobago and Windward Islands, but a mostly clear night expected, which will lead to sunny start for those of you through your morning. Only a low chance of a shower coming across the hillsides, but always feeling quite breezy from Roxborough coming down to Scarborough. Also, similarly fine night for those in Trinidad. We'll likely see only a brief shower first thing in the morning, quite breezy as well through your morning and afternoon. You will notice the flags rippling and the palms swaying as you go from north to south Trinidad, especially along the windward areas such as Mayaro, and then coming down towards Rio Claro and Guayagurari. Temperature-wise, looking at a mild night, 23 degrees Celsius in places, but will likely feel cooler in those sheltered valleys, and 32 degrees Celsius will be by day. Your high in Trinidad, 31 in Tobago. Now through Wednesday, some Saharan dust will still linger, but on Thursday, most of that should clear, but it will remain quite windy for both Tobago and Trinidad, so be mindful about that, especially as you head offshore. Now, talking about the sea, so those are winds from the northeast to east will likely bring some whitecaps and some sea spray. 2 to 2.5 meters is likely in those short east-northeasterly swells of 8 to 9 seconds. But because of the full moon and the fact that it's closest to the Earth at this time, those high tides will be higher than normal at 4:15 a.m. and at 4 p.m. Now, for the central Windward Islands, we'll be looking at that high-level cloud, and again, not rain-producing. Up towards the north, we basically have the area of high pressure to the north and area of low pressure to the south. That means it's going to be turning quite windy across the southern parts of Hispaniola. So for Santo Domingo, Port-au-Prince, they'll notice a breeze there. The breeze will eventually begin to push into Kingston as well. Out towards the east, it's mostly settled again. Patchy clouds, a few early morning showers for the most part. Down towards Barbados, you may pick up a bit of a breeze here, and then down towards Georgetown, brief showers for the most part, and a high of 31 degrees Celsius. But for us, hazy and breezy with just a stray shower. So that's your weather, and that's it from me.
The weather was brought to you in part by the Water and Sewerage Authority. Water, use what you need.